This is Valley News Live at noon.
It may look beautiful outside, but wind is on the way, so you might want to bundle up for date night on this Valentine's Day. Let's go get a quick check of the weather with Summer Schnellbach. Summer.
Thank you so much, JC. It was a cold start to our day this morning with some areas in the teens and 20s below zero. And we're going to stay on the cold side today with an afternoon temperature here in Fargo right around 4 degrees with increasing clouds, increasing wind, and tonight increasing temperatures. And little Larry here is ready for this love day. And good thing Larry is wearing his little pajama set to stay warm. Look at these temperatures that we had this morning. We fell to 8 below in Valley City, Fargo, and Fergus Falls, 23 below in Park Rapids, 26 below zero in Foston, one of the coldest spots that we had for your Monday Valentine's Day morning. Currently, temperatures are mostly in the single digits on either side of zero, but Fergus Falls warming up nicely, 16 degrees at this hour. It's 2 in Bemidji, but above zero, 2 below zero in Devil's Lake, 1 below here in Fargo. And notice the cloud cover off to the west. That's going to bring us some rising temperatures later today before our next Clipper system. And I completely have lost count of how many clippers we've had so far this season, JC. This one's going to bring some very light snow, but it's also going to bring wind. So coming up, I'll take you through when it hits, where it hits, and how much to expect this time.
Summer, can we get a tally on how many clippers we've seen this year?
I'll have to go back and count because I honestly couldn't tell you right now.
I am very curious to see. New for you at noon, one person is dead after a mobile home fire in rural Minnesota. It happened early Sunday morning on U.S. Highway 2 in Bena, Minnesota. The cause of the fire is still under investigation and authorities have not released the name of the victim. Today marks 4 years since the deadly shooting at a Florida high school. Survivors and families of the victims are calling for action to combat gun violence. Manuel Oliver went to great heights to send a message. He climbed on top of a tower at a construction site near the White House. Oliver's son, Joaquin, was one of the 17 people killed in the massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. He says the Biden administration has not done enough to stop future tragedies. President Biden issued a statement honoring the victims of the shooting. He also reiterated his plans to curb gun violence, including funding in his congressional budget to address rising crime. Police arrested former Minnesota Vikings star running back Adrian Peterson in Los Angeles on suspicion of domestic violence. LAPD removed Peterson from a flight departing LAX to Houston yesterday morning after reports of a physical altercation between a man and a woman. The woman stayed on the flight. Police plan to charge Peterson with domestic violence or injury to a spouse. A spokesman for Peterson says the incident was a private misunderstanding between Peterson and his wife. The busiest border crossing between the U.S. and Canada is open again. Canadian police moved out trucks and demonstrators who had blocked the Ambassador's Bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario. It was part of the larger protest against COVID-19 restrictions. Reporter Chris Van Cleve is there.
This morning, the Ambassador Bridge is back open to traffic and trade after police broke the Canadian border blockade Sunday, arresting dozens of demonstrators and towing vehicles, ending a week of protest over the country's pandemic restrictions. Sunday's police sweep came after a court-issued deadline to clear the road Friday night. Was there a safety concern yesterday? Because it sort of felt like you had a 24-hour staring contest with the protesters.
I certainly wouldn't call it a staring contest, but it was communication and dialogue between the police and the protesters involved.
Sarah Grove says she's been protesting against COVID-19 mandates for a year.
We felt that no matter what we do, these mandates are not going to end. And that's what this is about.
I'm tired of a lockdown too.
Ralph Paul Frack voiced his frustration at the protesters.
I love the protest, but I think it's gotten too long to the point where a lot of people are losing their job.
Traffic is flowing in both directions up on the Ambassador Bridge, and that is welcome news, particularly for the auto industry that has faced disruptions in several states at an estimated cost of around $850 million. Analysts tell us it could take months for the supply chain to catch up. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Detroit.
Here's a warning from Fargo police. They've been hearing that someone's calling people claiming to be from their department and demanding cash payments or gift cards to settle outstanding warrants and missed court dates. Not true, says Fargo PD, so don't fall for it. And if you have questions about calls like these, you're encouraged to contact them to verify the information. Equifax is providing millions of Americans with free credit monitoring because of a 2017 data breach. The FTC believes 147 million people had private information like social security numbers compromised. It's agreeing to provide free credit monitoring for 4 years. The deal not only covers Equifax, but other major credit bureaus like Experian and TransUnion. Walmart is dropping its face mask requirement for vaccinated store employees. They won't be required to wear one unless they're required by a state or local mandate or ordinance. Walmart says unvaccinated employees will still be required to wear masks until further notice. Walmart will also no longer require daily health screenings as of February 28th, except for employees in California, New York, and Virginia. Nearly $24 billion is expected to be spent on this Valentine's Day, making it the second highest year on record. This year's projection is an increase from the $21.8 billion consumers spent in 2021, according to an annual survey by National Retail Federation. According to the NRF, 53% of people are planning to celebrate Valentine's Day this year, with 76% of them saying today is very important to them due to the current state of the pandemic. Coming up at noon, how massive icicles like these can cause trouble for homeowners, what you need to know. But next, whether to plan your Valentine's Day.